Good evening, sirs, madams, and others, and welcome to the Hazfans estate. We're flattered you could make it here today. I understand it must have been difficult to get away from your work, but His Royal Highness will be thrilled you're here. We have a fine vintage chosen for your video today, chosen by Lord Hazfan himself, STOLAS. Yes, the prim and proper prince will be today's special, and we've much to discuss on the topic. Given the recent release of the newest episode of Helluva Boss, his lordship decided it would be best to give his closest audience the facts on the August Ars Goetia. So please, grab your seats. We've a fine wine selection this evening, and we're happy to bring you 50 facts about STOLAS you may or may not know. Number 1. Prince STOLAS is voiced by two different voice actors. In the pilot episode, he is voiced by the famous Brock Baker, known for his impeccable impressions, while in the main show, he is voiced by Bryce Pinkham. Number 2. STOLAS stands with the rest of the Ars Goetia in their own tier on the ladders of hell, more powerful than overlords such as Alistair or Vox, but below the lords of sin such as Asmodeus and Mammon. Number 3. The noble Nocturnal is estimated by one turnip twat on Reddit to be 8 foot 5.5 inches tall, or 2.5 meters tall, though some believe him to be even taller. Number 4. STOLAS is more than a lovable prince in one of our favorite shows. He is also a real demon. He is based off his mention in the Lesser Key of Solomon, where he is depicted as a far less lovable and far more ridiculous looking owl with offensively long legs. Number 5. STOLAS is, as stated by his father on his 11th birthday, in charge of reading prophecies and fates by observing the stars in the mortal world, a process called astronomy, which his real-life counterpart is known for teaching to mankind. Number 6. Speaking of his father, STOLAS' father in the show is the King Paimon, stated to be one of Lucifer's most loyal kings, and the demon of the west cardinal direction, whose avian appearance is no doubt due to the fact that he is stated to be a man with avian legs. Number 7. Despite this in the show, however, the real STOLAS does not actually have a stated father, which might explain why Paimon does not recognize the little prince when he comes to see him. Number 8. If the show works off the source as much as it's believed, then STOLAS is in charge of 26 legions of demons, with a legion being a measurement of a company of men numbering 4,000 to 6,000. This means STOLAS is in command of at least 104,000 demons, possibly even up to 144,000. Number 9. Besides astrology, it is seen in the show that STOLAS also has a green thumb, tending to his carnivorous plants, which makes sense, considering the real STOLAS also teaches mankind about the properties of plants and herbs. Number 10. Another thing about the real STOLAS is that he has no stated wife, which would explain his relationship with Lady Stella. I certainly wouldn't wish to disclose such a relationship if I had the choice. Number 11. Prince STOLAS is one of the only ones in his family that we've met to have 4 eyes. His father, his wife, even his daughter only has 2 eyes, and everyone at the party only has 2 eyes as well, save for the briefest appearance of these 2 fellows at their not-divorced party. Number 12. It would appear STOLAS inherited his castle from his father, King Paimon, as the same starting shot in Season 1, Episode 5, and Season 2, Episode 1 show the same building, save for the sigil having changed. On top of this, he also has the same glittering chandelier at his not-divorced party. One wonders then, what happened to dear King Paimon? Number 13. One final fact about the real Prince STOLAS. His final teachings to mankind is the use of precious stones, which is reflected in the fact that the Ars Goetia has just so many precious stones. I could take 2 and never have to work a day in my life. Number 14. STOLAS inherits his delighted clap from his father. Number 15. As revealed in Season 2, Episode 1, STOLAS only talks the way he does to Blitz, because he believes Blitz likes dirty talk. Number 16. Do not tell anyone where I found this out, but Prince STOLAS takes happy pills, manufactured by Belphegor, Lord of Sloth. Oh, to be so depressed atop a mountain of money. Number 17. STOLAS does not appear in only 2 episodes of the show, episodes 3 and 4 of Season 1, Perhaps he was too busy to bother. Number 18. In the pilot, we see that STOLAS has a large portrait of what appears to be the pilot design for Octavia hanging on his wall. Number 19. Speaking of the scene in the pilot, the design on his walls bears a striking resemblance to his father, King Paimon, which has been around since he was a child. Number 20. STOLAS earned himself his own special emergency button under Blitz's desk, which we can see he has a lot of. Number 21. While everyone else in his immediate family has normal eyes with pupils, STOLAS instead has solid red eyes, except under moments of more extreme emotions, at which point 2 white pinprick pupils make themselves known. That's a funny word. Pinprick. Pinprick. Number 22. STOLAS' daughter Octavia has drawings all over her room when she was younger, but one has only her and STOLAS, implying Stella isn't involved enough to warrant a wall picture. Number 23. It also seems STOLAS was preparing Octavia to take his place should something happen, given all of the things she has that relate to the duty in her childhood bedroom. The telescope on her bed, star charts on her walls, the stars on her blankets and in her drapes, the stars on her pajamas, all of the stars on her walls and drawings, the star-shaped trophy on her bookshelf, and the fact that STOLAS calls her his Starfire, selling the idea of her being a precautionary heir, hiding beautifully in plain sight. And while most of these things are removed when she grows older, she does keep a telescope and a solar system mobile. Number 24. In Season 2, Episode 1, STOLAS takes mouse hors d'oeuvres from a plate and swallows them whole. This would be because STOLAS, like all birds, lacks teeth and swallows his food whole rather than chewing it. Number 25. Apparently, mice are a delicacy to Prince STOLAS, as he keeps some in his refrigerator. Number 26. Prince STOLAS' second set of eyes seem to create a brow ridge on whatever headgear he wears, both on his top hat and the apple hat at Lululand, which noticeably doesn't have that red ridge at the bottom when he takes it off. As a child, however, he does not do this, as his crown does not reach his eyes. Number 27. Speaking of eyes, he can make his eyes appear even in his shadow, as shown in Season 2, Episode 1, though he does not do this every time his shadow is seen. Number 28. STOLAS may also imbue whatever hat he wears with magic, as the apple hat in Lululand follows almost anywhere he's focusing as a third set of eyes, and as we see, becomes sad when STOLAS does. Oh, so depressed, the lives of the rich. Almost empty. Number 29. STOLAS has a plethora of supernatural abilities, including portal creation, corpse manipulation, telekinesis, and a glare that will turn its victims to stone. Number 30. STOLAS requests absinthe at his not divorced party, drinking straight from the bottle, both at the party and in the aftermath of Season 1, Episode 7. Absinthe is a spirit that is crafted from several different herbs and plants, hinting at STOLAS' green thumb again, has a green tint, and is registered to sit between 45 to 74% pure ethanol, depending on the maker. For those of you using different measurements, this comes out to the same percentage of alcohol by volume, or 90 to 148 proof. Number 31. STOLAS was stated to be 11 when he received his grimoire in Season 2, Episode 1. Taking into account the 25-year time jump and the span of the show, this would put the current day prince at 36 or 37 years old. Number 32. Going off this same math, if Octavia is now 17, that would mean STOLAS had her when he was 20 years old. Number 33. STOLAS is also in charge of cursing the crops in the Ring of Wrath with the light of the harvest moon, which occurs every year in September, meaning their harvest is in exact opposite line with our planting in spring. Though his real counterpart does not have mention of this, it would make sense given his connection with celestial bodies. Number 34. STOLAS, of course, has a kink of this blitzy guy being dominant, but apparently he also likes to watch, since he can be seen fanning himself rather intensely during the Harvest Moon pain games. Number 35. Prince STOLAS is stated by the Hitman Striker to be unkillable save for holy weapons, the same as sinners. Oh no, not immortality. That's so depressing. Not like us imps. Number 36. Apparently, STOLAS has a thing for imps in general, as he can be seen reading a book entitled Imps in the Sheets at the dinner table in episode 5. Number 37. STOLAS' theme is played several times during his appearance in the show, including during his phone call in Season 1, Episode 1, as a lovely background piano, Episode 6, as a grand orchestral piece as he emerges in his true demon form, or as the music for STOLAS Sings in Season 2, Episode 1. Number 38. Despite the bouncer apparently knowing who he is, STOLAS' surprise at their date in Episode 7 shows that he's never been inside of Ozzy's before, marveling at the fancy restaurant, which, considering it was couples only, means Stella never wanted to go. Combined with the fact that Stella hates having sex with him, it forms quite the idea of their marriage. Oh, to wallow in being unable to visit such expensive places. No, one more. There we go. Number 39. Despite all of STOLAS' power, he is visibly and audibly afraid of being anywhere seen by Asmodeus, hinting that the gap in power between his family and the Lords of Sin could be large. Considering how his father looked, I believe it could perhaps be better described as astronomical. Number 40. STOLAS can be seen sizing up Verisaka as Blitz's ex during her segment in House of Asmodeus, though whether she intimidates him remains to be seen. Number 41. Despite his fear of and manhandling by Asmodeus, the Lord of Lust still apparently understands STOLAS' rank, calling him my Dark Lord. Number 42. We've all struggled watching the relationship go through its ups and downs, right? But it's so clear that STOLAS wants something more from the relationship at least. This includes the subtle fact that although he teleported from his house to the Lust Ring, and could easily have done so back, he chose to ride in Blitz's too small van back to his house, simply to spend more time with him, even if it was awkward. Number 43. It can be seen in Blitz's phone that he took a picture of STOLAS while he slept, showing his own returned affection towards the prince. Number 44. In Season 1, Episode 6, STOLAS claims he has his way of knowing that Blitz was in trouble. This may be because of his bath seen in Episode 1, where he can see Blitz in the bubbles, if he so chooses. Number 45. Not one person at STOLAS' party holds wine glasses the correct way, though as stated in our Moxie video, Moxie does. Looks like there's a rift between the rich and those who act like the rich, it would seem. Number 46. STOLAS is never seen smiling in any portrait that does not include his daughter, Octavia, whether they be by himself or with Stella, considering she brushes him off. The happy pills make more sense. Oh, boo fucking who, really? Woo! Number 47? Yes, 47. STOLAS has stated multiple times in Season 2, Episode 1, that Blitz was his first ever friend, which, considering he was paid to be there at the time, makes it all the more painful, really. Number 48. Stella claims that STOLAS is terrible in bed, but that seems to be because she isn't willing to experiment, if you know what I mean, folks. The show has shown that STOLAS has a BDSM kink. It might go far enough to include bear traps, and the harnesses and ball gags say it all. Number 49. You know, it's a fucking miracle that STOLAS sleeping with an imp didn't get more attention, considering Blitz landed in a cake in front of his fellow Goatias the morning after the party, or that STOLAS yelled, "That was the sound of a fucking divorce!" at the top of his lungs. I heard that shit. Finally, number 50. STOLAS was being fucking abused by Stella. You can see in Season 2, Episode 1, at the end, that Stella goes for a damn backhand when he says he wants a divorce. But he catches that shit, and his voice cracks, and he backs away from her when she yells at him. She's abusing him, man. And that's
that does it for today's 50 facts. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell and all that. Did we miss anything? Then you can let us know in the comments. But thanks everyone for being here. Tip you waiters. I gotta go.